I lied to my girlfriend about the time because she's always late.
Okay, Fallout Boy.
My girlfriend is really bad at being early or on time for things. This usually causes us to be late, and we both hate being late, but she always repeats the same behaviors. There are several factors that lead us to being late. She has IBS, which is something out of her control, but contributes to lateness. By the way, this comes from user, my back is hurting me. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/okstorytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Angie.
And I'm Keon. I don't know, OP, with that name, maybe you're just old.
Yeah. OP says, if she is too tired, she'll insist on getting an hour of sleep. She putters around the house watching TV shows on her phone while trying to do other things. She insists on breakfast and spends time cooking and eating without rushing. She spends a long time figuring out what clothes she wants to wear. Sometimes she'll put on clothes not like how she looks and then go to find other clothes. She also spends a lot of time putting on makeup. On top of that, she often needs to bring extra things like wipes, water, and sometimes extra clothes if we're going to be out for a long time. I've tried speaking to her about this before and told her she needs to focus on getting ready so we do not end up running late. Usually one of two things will happen. She will either get mad at me for getting on her about being late, which she'll tell me she's actually trying to hurry and I'm not noticing, or she'll be sad that she knows we're running late and tells me to go without her. Yesterday, we were going to a small event a friend of mine put on. I told my girlfriend we needed to be there at 12 p.m. As expected, the above-mentioned things happened, and she kept asking me if I was mad at her because we were running late. I told her it was okay, but we really needed to go. She didn't finish getting ready until 12:16 p.m. She apologized for taking so long and asked me how long it would take us to get there and if my friends would be mad at both of us. I told her it was okay because I lied and the event did not really start at 12 p.m., but actually started at 1:30. After she found out, she was livid and told me I was such a huge a-hole for lying to her and making her rush all that time. I told her this was good because now we were going to arrive early for something. She told me that was not the point and focused on me lying to her. Now I don't know if what I did was wrong or not. She spent the whole day speaking to me as little as possible. Am I the a-hole? There's an update. I got a lot of replies and I'm absolutely shocked with the responses. I did not think I would get so many opinions and I read through a lot of them. I want to clear up a lot of questions that were asked in the previous post. Yes, my girlfriend is also late for work and her own stuff too. I took her to get her hair done recently and we were late. She has also been late for work more than a few times, which has led me to having to drive her. I'm the only one who has a car and she doesn't have a license, so if we're going anywhere, then it has to be me that drives. Otherwise, she used to take Uber everywhere. A lot of people said she sounds like a good case for ADHD. Truthfully, I only took her at her word that she doesn't have it, but she also has not been diagnosed for it. So maybe she does have it and is refusing to prioritize the diagnosis. Some of you said she was doing this on purpose, like she enjoys being fashionably late or is intentionally trying to be late for things I do that she doesn't want to go to. I can assure you that this is not the case. If she doesn't want to go with me somewhere, she will tell me, and I have no qualms about it. The event we went to was for a barbecue, and my friend makes really good grilled pineapple that my girlfriend had been looking forward to having all year. So I knew she wanted to be there. About 90% of you guys said something like leave without her then, or tell her the time you're going to leave, and if she's not ready by then, you leave. Even referencing where she said for me to go by myself because she was running late. Reddit, I promise you, this is the wrong answer. That works for me, but I promise she would be so pissed if I left without her. I know this because I've done that very same thing to her 2 times a few years back, and it led to us fighting. Badly. The first time was because she was going to cause us to be late for my brother's play, and the second time was when I wanted to get groceries and she was taking forever to get ready and the store was going to close in an hour and a half. After all the comments, I knew I needed to talk to her about it. Every Saturday we talk about what happened in our relationship, past and present, and discuss what is working for us and what we're not happy about. I brought up the week before and apologized for lying, telling her I would not trick her like that again. She told me she was happy I apologized because it was on her mind, and she told me I made her feel stupid and like a kid that needs a parent, which a lot of you did say. I then explained to her how frustrating it is to be late to a lot of functions because of her. Here, she took offense because she did not like that I was putting it on her. Oh no.
Oh, man.
Oh no. But it's on you, babe. I'm ready to go in 10 minutes.
Yeah. So I don't know what to tell you. It's not me doing that. It's just the facts.
There's only one person who's making us late.
Yeah.
If you're upset about that, I don't know. I don't know.
It's a look in the mirror kind of situation.
Yeah.
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 Unless he was like, oh, babe, your stupid makeup and your stupid clothes keep making us late.
Right.
It's stupid.
Then sure, you can
And
be
he'd
mad
be
about
like,
that.
all right, you messed up there.
Yeah.
I told her to think about the last 10 times we were late for something and who was at fault. She agreed it was her. Here, she started making all kinds of excuses, which I told her were nothing more than excuses. She admitted here that she has a problem managing her time, and I agreed with her. Then I brought up what some of you had said in the previous post. I told her that in her being late, she is making me late, and while I understand she feels hurt about me lying to her, I told her how much it hurts me when she causes us both to be late for something, and how disrespectful it is. If this one instance of me lying to her affected her so much, imagine what it's like for me to be late over hundreds of times throughout our relationship. She started crying and told me to stop, saying I was making such a big deal about this. I tried something different and showed my girlfriend the Reddit post, and she was shocked. She said, OMG, the whole internet thinks I'm some sort of evil witch. As she was reading, I asked her, be honest, when you told me it was okay for me to leave, you did not mean that, right? Right. If I left without you, you would have been really upset with me, right? And she agreed. She would have considered going to her mom's for a few days if I did that. Then don't say that.
Don't say
Don't
it,
say that.
girl. Don't say
Ooh.
it. If you
Don't
get,
say that.
that's not what you want to do, girl. That's not what you want to do. In one case, what was the other thing that she would do? She would get upset for him rushing her or something like that, and then it was either that or she gets sad and is like, just leave without me. Just go on
Yeah.
without me. But then she'd be like, well, actually, you only have the first option is to just shush and let me do this.
I'm setting all your clocks early.
Yeah. If you gotta do that, that's what you gotta do. I'm gonna tell you that the event is an hour and a half later than it actually is. Because that's what we gotta do.
I mean, honestly, like, if you take all the feelings out of it, it was clearly a very effective strategy.
it worked. Absolutely.
Like I said,
Yeah.
tactical. It's tactical.
Because she was late to that fake time too.
She was
So
very late to the fake time.
very late.
She really connected with a lot of comments where people would say, I'm your girlfriend and I'm always late. She even thought about all the commenters who said she had ADD or ADHD, and she was really concerned because she's never been diagnosed, and a lot of people were saying she has it. One Redditor actually said something that really clicked with both of us, and that was Powerful Pollution 26. I had looked up the Time Optimist a few days ago and thought that was her 100%. Usually the night before, my girlfriend plans out how she's going to get ready and does not follow through, and she always thinks she has more time than she actually has. My girlfriend also agreed that sometimes she'll jump in the shower and then she comes out and a whole hour has gone by. By the way, if you want the hours to just fly by, go listen to full episodes with stories like this on your favorite podcast platform, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I don't care what it is. Search OK Storytime and listen to every story we've ever told.
There are so many hours. So many hours that you can do that for.
Like 1,700 hours.
I don't think you guys can be late to that.
Little more story here. I think, she's embarrassed
Yeah.
that she got put on blast. I don't
Yeah.
like the whole, stop, you're making such a big deal out of this. It's
Me
like,
neither.
no, I'm just making it known that it's problematic.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's just letting her know that he's he gets hurt by being late and by her making him late, and then she responds with, "You're overreacting. You're making a big deal out of it." That's not what you want in a relationship.
Yeah.
Not saying that's like a reason to break up or anything, but it's just
No,
like
I
that's
just don't
just
like
you know not cool.
Maybe you should like dress up like a coach and have like a whistle
There you go.
and like, like a, like a hat and sunglasses.
A little
And you're
stopwatch.
calling plays. You're going whistle.
Yeah.
Like, let's go. Let's
Yeah.
wipe off that makeup. Let's go.
Right. 10 more minutes on the clock. 10 more minutes on
Let's
the
go.
clock.
Let's go.
We've been spending too much on that mascara. We gotta speed things up. Hustle.
Like, why are we doom scrolling? We were doing great. Why are we doom scrolling?
Pick your feet up.
It's all right. We got it. We're right there. And she'd be like, babe, shut up.
Yeah, literally.
And then you go, okay, I'm setting the clocks early because I know you're always late.
That's the only, you leave me no choice,
Yeah,
I
girlfriend.
have to Fallout Boy you
You
right
gotta
now.
start off with, I don't blame you for you.
I don't blame you
being
for being you, but you can't blame me for setting them clocks early.
That's just me being me.
I asked her, what is she going to do to make sure she works on being late? And she asked me what I could do to help her. Do the coach thing. I told her we could buy quick, easy food to microwave, and I can take her iPad away.
Like a child?
What? Take her iPad away.
Oh my God.
Take her iPad away.
You're talking about making her lean cuisines and no iPad time.
No.
This is insane.
Oh man.
She did not like that idea at all. I told her to pick out clothes the day before, so at least it doesn't take her forever to find what she wants to wear. She actually agreed to that. I also told her what another Redditor said about getting in the car and doing her makeup there.
There you go.
She reluctantly agreed to that, but only for places far away. Funny enough, my girlfriend and I were supposed to go meet her friend downtown for this festival called Caribana. And yes, we were late for that because she needed to grab other things to make sure we would be okay, like sunscreen and water bottles, and we could not find hers. This is not a place I wanted to be, so I did not care about being late, but I brought up our discussion and she apologized. This is where we are right now. And that is the end of that story.
Okay.
The story ends at Caribana.
I demanded my partner to pay when we're out together, and he took offense.
He took the whole fence?
This comes directly from the r/OK Storytime subreddit, by the way. I'm 28 female, and the guy is 31 male. We met at work and were immediately attracted to each other. He's from another state and was living in an Airbnb. He doesn't have a car, so he takes the bus to work, and I live an hour away from the workplace in a different city. When we started talking, he mentioned that his Airbnb was in my city near my apartment, so naturally I was curious since my apartment is an hour away. By the way, this comes from Desperate Target 8380, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. And I'm Angie.
I'm Dakota.
And I'm Keon.
And OP says, after 2 weeks of talking, he asked me to show him around the city because he was new. I initially was apprehensive, but I agreed. I took him to my apartment and let him sleep on my couch. At this time, I also had plans to leave my apartment and didn't want to pay $2,000 to break my lease, so I had the idea of letting him take over my lease. He agreed, so I asked him to pay rent at the beginning of the month and said that I would leave immediately if he made the payment. He said he would pay me when he got our paycheck, or when we got our paycheck. We got paid weekly, so I agreed. When he didn't make payments at the beginning of the month, I decided to pay the rent since it was due. Then I told him, since he didn't pay me yet, I would move out in the middle of the month so I had time to move my stuff without rushing. I told him he could pay half and I would leave when he paid his share, so it would be half and half. Rent is $1,500, so he would have to pay $750, not including electricity, which I already paid for. When we got paid again on the second week, he only paid me $400. I thought maybe he was behind, but that was okay. Promised to pay me the rest the next paycheck. He was now living in my apartment, and I was driving us to work every day and driving us around town. I bought the groceries and cooked for us and packed his lunch. While all of this was going on, our relationship got closer and we became intimate, and he expressed that he loved me. I thought we were getting closer to a relationship. I told him I wasn't into guys who vape or smoke devil's lettuce because I don't do those things myself. He told me he would quit if I agreed to be his girlfriend. I didn't respond, but he stopped doing those things anyway, so I thought maybe I should give him a chance. The first time we went out to a restaurant, the check came and I paid, thinking he still needed to pay me the rest of the rent, and if he paid for the check, it would take him longer to pay me. The second time we went out again, I paid again. I didn't mind, but I had never paid for anything in my past relationships, so the feelings were weird and I didn't understand it at first. Third time, I paid again and I felt weird, but I didn't understand it. At this place, he tried to touch me and kiss me, but I pulled away. After thinking about what happened, I realized that I got the ache from paying for something when I'm with the man I'm seeing. It makes me feel less feminine. I didn't know this because, like I said, I had never paid for anything when I was with my man in the past relationships. Later that day, I brought it up to him. I said, when you tried to touch me and kiss me at this place and I pulled away, it was because I felt an ick. And it's from paying for stuff lately, and I didn't realize or understand it at first, but now I just realized it. The reason is it made me feel less feminine. So from now on, I'll let you pay, and if you're not comfortable with paying, we will pay for our own stuff, or you pay and I'll wire you the money. The action of paying in front of a man I am with gives me the ick and makes me feel less feminine. He instantly shifted his energy and I felt it. He left the bedroom and went to sleep on the couch. The next morning we had an argument. He said from his perspective, he thought that I was making a nice gesture by paying and all that was fake since I brought up the conversation. I told him no, it wasn't fake because I actually wanted to do it. It's like wanting to give a man a massage at first. The first time it's great, comes out of wanting to do something nice, but then the third and fourth times I realized that I actually don't like giving massages and changed my mind. He didn't take it very well and was still caught up on the idea of me being fake because all of those times that I paid, he thought it was a nice gesture that I was doing for him, but now it's all fake. Mind you, I never said that I regretted paying those times. I said moving forward, we would do it differently because I just now realized that I actually don't like doing that. Then he brought up some random dude losing his job and his wife going and talking behind his back about leaving him. Then he had the audacity to talk about women leaving their husbands the moment their husband no longer has a stable job. Why is this coming up? This conversation just pushed me to my limits because how can he compare me to a woman I don't even know or care about? Then he went on about women being shallow and just using men for money. I'm shaking my head even writing this. For the next 3 days, he wouldn't let it go. He would rub it in my face whenever we went out. For example, I was talking about going to this one place that has really good food, and he said, "Oh yeah, I went there with my friends and they paid for me." And one time I was asking if he was going to take out his wallet to pay, and I'd pay him back. He said, "I'll pay. I wouldn't want you to feel less feminine." Or he would say things like, "I don't care about money as much as you do." Even though I told him multiple times it's not about money, it's the action that gives me the ick.
I'm going to say something a lot of people aren't going to like probably.
Say it.
Because I used to be a guy who's like, I don't care about money. Money doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And I said that to cope with the fact that I had no money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Money is important.
Yeah.
We've replaced hunting and gathering
Right.
with gathering money
Exactly.
to buy things you need to survive.
Exactly.
And it's not always a fair system. I don't think billionaires should exist, but
Sure.
you should be striving to make more money if you can't pay your girlfriend the rent that you owe.
Right. Right.
You need to be like, I need more.
Yeah.
More money, me.
Yeah. Like if you don't care about money, then pay the rent that you're literally living in her apartment and not paying for it.
You're a bum.
Yeah. Come on,
And if
man.
you don't have any ways to make more money, you need more skills to make more money. And the way that you get
Yeah.
more skills is you develop them.
Yeah. You do things. Everything costs time or money, dude. If you don't have money, you gotta spend time
You got
doing
to spend
things.
the time.
Spend the time. We would argue about the same thing for 3 days straight because he refused to see where I was coming from. I'm a traditional woman and grew up with my traditional culture of a man taking care of their women. He still thinks that I'm in the wrong for thinking that my man should pay when I'm with him, and if he can't afford it, I'll transfer the money. He said a woman can do things that are nice gestures for a man. Yes, I can do nice gestures and buy things when my man isn't with me and I'm out by myself. If he isn't with me while I'm out, I can buy him coffee as a nice gesture. I have done that for him. It's only when I'm with him. Then he said, me saying I feel less feminine when paying is like setting a condition to the dynamic of the relationship. He said, it's like saying I'll only feel feminine if a man pays for stuff. Then he continued asking, what if a husband said I'll only go to work if my wife is spicy with me? And that was a stupid comparison. When I brought up all the time I cooked and packed his lunch and asked if that wasn't enough nice gestures for him, and what more does he want from me, I just instantly got the ick and decided to move out completely so that he could take over the lease.
There you go. The ick has spoken.
I would never get the ick if you listen to full episodes with more stories just like this one on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or whatever your favorite podcast app is. Just search OK Storytime.
Yeah.
There is a little bit more to this story,
yeah.
but yeah, I feel like that's a good... this is the ick that we are speaking of.
Yeah,
the
man.
ick that decides the breakup.
I'm sorry that this guy said I love you. I feel like this guy's been trying to, from the sound of this story, manipulate you the whole time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are times when it's like people who are overcome by feeling an emotion would be like, mon chéri, I love you. Like, before y'all are even dating. But it really felt more like well, I need the security of having my rent paid for, so I love you. And we'll live together.
Yeah.
And I got $400 on rent. And I'm not gonna, and I guess I'm just not gonna pay the rest of it ever.
I guess.
And also 3 meals paid, please. I don't know.
I just don't, these people just don't seem right for each other. So good thing they're breaking up. Good thing.
Break up.
Finally, my last straw was when I was leaving. I was giving him one last chance to make it up by cooking him one last meal, but we again had the same argument. At that point, I was completely fed up, so I went off on him. I told him I'm not the girl for him, and he isn't the guy for me. If he wants a girl that cooks, packs his lunch, cleans, and pays his bills, then he needs to find a girl that is willing to do that and can't expect me to change into that. He keeps saying that he wants a girl like me as his wife, but he isn't willing to put in the effort to be the man that I need. Make it make sense. I told him men want a traditional wife, but aren't willing to be a traditional partner.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nikki Wolf in the comments says, we don't do wifey stuff for a man that doesn't do hubby things in return.
Exactly.
Yes.
If he wanted to be a princess in a relationship and have women take care of him, then he needs to find one that will do that for him. I packed up all my stuff and left and told him that we were done. He called me a knucklehead, and now that I've calmed down, it makes me wonder if I'm really a knucklehead and if I was being unreasonable. So please tell me, am I the a-hole? And what's our answer, Dakota?
No.
No.
I mean, like, depending on how that, like, you gave me the ick conversation went, like, you might have not been the most, like, tactical.
Sure.
But, like, it's not an a-hole thing to just be like, yeah, you owe me money. I feel weird paying for our meals while you still owe me rent.
Exactly.
And it's like, not, it's a reasonable, it's enough money where it's like, you could go get a job at DoorDash and make that in like a couple days.
Right.
My fiance wants to marry before deployment, but I'm hesitating.
We gotta hurry up to get those tax breaks.
And this comes directly from the r/OK Storytime subreddit.
Whoop, whoop, let's go.
Am I the a-hole for refusing to marry the love of my life right now? I have always enjoyed your stories, but never thought I would be writing one myself. However, this is a circumstance I never imagined myself in. I'm a 31-year-old female. I've been with my fiance, 32 male, for a total of 14 years. And he is the absolute love of my life. By the way, this comes from user MyNavyLove94. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
And I'm Angie.
And I'm Keon.
And OP says, to provide a little context, we met in high school and were always close friends. We even dated a little during high school, but we always remained best friends. Even with all of the drama of high school and life in our younger years, it seemed like nothing could break our bond. After high school, my fiance, John, enlisted in the military and subsequently spent several years training to achieve his dream. During this time, I attended nursing school and then began working at a local hospital. After nearly 4 years of John training and relocating, we ultimately landed in Virginia Beach, Virginia. We have a beautiful small home and a seemingly perfect life. In 2022, we finally got engaged and would often talk about our dream wedding together. Something simple, yet special. However, there was no rush. Marriage to us was merely a formality. We love each other unconditionally, and John's unit is often in rotation or on deployment several times a year. So, we just stayed engaged, knowing we would have our perfect dream wedding when the timing worked out. Now for the hard part. John was recently informed that his unit is being unexpectedly deployed once again. I should note that this is nothing new. This will be John's 7th combat deployment. I knew this going in, and I'm okay with it. The unit that John worked so hard to be a part of and spent years training for is considered to be Tier 1 and notorious for long, grueling, and even impromptu deployments. Thankfully, spouses and significant others have great support systems. We are truly there to support each other, which does make a huge difference. Since John received word of his upcoming deployment, he has been having the same recurring dream, which has prompted John to insist that we get married before his upcoming deployment. When I inquired why the sudden rush, John told me with tears in his eyes about the same recurring dream and that he knows deep in his core that he will not be returning from this deployment, and he wants us to be married so that I will be presented with his flag. This absolutely broke me. The man I have never seen cry, with his big bushy beard, being so emotional and being so adamant that we marry, wanting to ensure that I received his flag and associated benefits. I tried telling him that I'm here for him no matter what, and it's going to be fine, just like all the deployments before. I told him that we don't need to rush into getting married just because of a bad dream. I reassured him that I'm not going anywhere, and he will come home. We will absolutely get married and have our dream wedding, which we have always talked about, simple yet special. When he looked back at me after hearing everything I had to say, he wasn't mad or upset. He just looked empty, and he responded saying, I know I'm not coming home this time, and I'm okay with that. This is the life we chose, but it's my responsibility to make sure you get everything you deserve when I'm not here. I broke down and told him I can't marry him right now, not because I don't love him, not because I need some extravagant wedding. It's because I can't bring this fear to life. I reassured him I love him more than anything. I reassured him that he will come home and I will marry him 1,000%, but I can't bring this fear to life right now. He stared at me for a moment, got up, gave me a hug and a kiss, and told me he needed to head to the base for a little bit and would be home later, and left without speaking another word. I honestly don't know what to do. I feel broken. I feel lost. I would do anything for him, and I want to marry him, and I will, but I'm just not sure I can get married in a courthouse under these emotional and fearful circumstances. Again, not because I don't love him. I do, more than anything. If his dream becomes a reality, I will be forever broken, and I will always regret not marrying him in the moment. But on the other hand, I do not want to bring this fear to life. Any advice, support, ideas, anything would be appreciated. We have some comments.
Dang.
I think this is like just you should do it. I
Yeah.
know that the emotions are not there or not right, but it's like at this point it's just it's pragmatic, and then it's like, look, we're getting married right now, but this is stupid, because you come back, we're doing our real wedding,
Yeah.
and like there's got to be a site. I think Victoria Bumgarner in the comments says there are psychs on base that are in place. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like
Hopefully that's who we went
something.
Yeah, Winchester by Queen. Again, it's just, I feel like that would ease his mind of everything.
Yeah.
It's very tough. It's very tough because you don't want to be like, I'm marrying you because this is the notion that you are not going to make it home. And that's OP's take. It's like, if we're getting married because you're not going to make it home. That's not the reason why I'm going to marry you. I know it's very,
Yeah.
I get it.
Comment number 1 says, do it. Not for you, but for him. You will be safe at home, living your life circled with friends and support system, but he'll be risking his out there and alone. So if there's anything that could put his mind at ease, you should do it. You can still have your dream wedding with reception dress and everything when he returns, but now I think you should put his needs above your fears. I don't know if I feel like that comment was addressing it more in like it's not about the wedding, it's about doing it under the belief that it's like, okay, thank God we have this done because I'm not making it. It's like, no, it's like we have this done, and it's like now just in case I don't make it, we've got this in place. That's what it needs to be.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
That's where the issue's coming from what I understand. Comment 2 says, you're sending that man off to war single. That's the way the government will see it if anything happens to him. You get nothing. He's trying to protect you, and you pretty much slapped him in the face. All right, let's relax.
Yeah.
14 years means nothing if you're just his girlfriend. That's also not true. Let's relax.
Yeah. Maybe that just means like in the eyes of the government.
True, though.
Yeah.
In the again, and you do have to fight the VA to get the things they owe you. And on paper, yeah. Comment 3, I get where you're coming from, but you also need to understand his perspective. Forget about the possibility of him not coming back home for a bit and focus on the idea that him being married to you as his lucky charm. That man is being emotionally vulnerable to you and shared you his biggest fear and needed you to calm his nerves, regardless of whether or not marriage is just a formality to the both of you. The way I see it, being married to you while being deployed is like having a mental and emotional support for him. So I'm going to be a bit blunt. I invite you to put yourself in his situation for a minute. If you were in a position where there's a possibility of you not coming back to your loved ones, don't you want to know and feel at ease that at least in your final days you are tied to the love of your life and they are taken care of in your absence? Your fears and reservations towards the marriage is also valid, but I'm going to say you are minor a-hole because all I've heard is you're too focused on yourself. Disagree. Not that it's bad, but try to understand his views as well and make a well-informed and balanced decision from there onwards. And there is an update. I never suspected I would have so many people respond. It's helpful to get unbiased feedback, even some that was maybe a little harsh. In short, my soon-to-be husband and I will be getting married tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
Surrounded by immediate family and our closest friends, and his unit will be deploying on Wednesday.
Whew.
On Monday, the day my fiancé confronted me with his fears and his wish to marry before his deployment, it was a roller coaster of emotions.
I bet.
I want to make it very clear to anyone who questioned it, I never questioned wanting to marry John. He truly is the love of my life. I suppose I was merely overwhelmed in this moment by his fear of not returning this time, and somewhere inside of me believed if I agreed in this moment, I would somehow be confirming his fears. Nevertheless, I have come to realize that whether we're married or not, it will not control our future or our fate, and I never want to look back and say I wish we did, so tomorrow will be our big day.
That's a great way to put it. I like that.
Yeah. Just to comment on some of the feedback I received, first and foremost, thank you to all of you. You all shared some great perspectives and even some personal experiences. Some asked why we had not yet married after 14 years. Truthfully, I do not have a good answer for that. We always had each other and merely viewed marriage as a formality, even with John losing friends over the years. It was never at our forefront of importance, and he has never had intuitive fears like this before. And by the way, you can listen to full episodes with stories like this one on your favorite podcast platform. Just search OK Storytime wherever you listen to podcasts, and you can listen to the full archive. There's a little bit more story left here.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and finish it off.
Let's do it.
To address the point others made, as I previously mentioned, John's unit is considered to be Tier 1. That said, I usually do not know where his unit is being deployed to, and contact during deployment is often limited and sporadic at best. So where his unit is being deployed this time and what he might know, he's not sharing. That said, as many of you mentioned, it is important for me to do anything I can to help put his mind at ease, and even more important for him to be focused on the task at hand while deployed and not worried about home. So tomorrow we will be legally, officially married, and I pray this helps put John's mind at ease. I will be there for him no matter what and forever support him in any way I can. And that is the end of that story.